We welcome His Highness Sheikh Faisal bin Rashid Al Khalifa, Bahrain. It is again with great pleasure to welcome very heartily our dear friend Mr. Peter Pond from Australia, President of WAHO, the World Arabian Horse Organization, as well as the members of the Executive Committee of WAHO, WAHO delegates and observers, as well as guests from all around the globe.
Turn it over.
A warm welcome to all of you at Rashediah Stud.
Move the seat from the back.
We are ready soon to present to you some of the finest and noblest Arabian horses you can find on the globe. Actually, I have no clue about the pedigree of these dogs.
Hello? Okay, now I don't have to shout anymore. Drawings of Salukis were found in rock arts and tombs dated on 4000 BC. Salukis are hunting dogs. They are sight hounds, which means they are hunting by sight, not by their nose. They traveled with nomadic tribes from the Caspian Sea to China over the Silk Road. And yes, as I said, they are hunting dogs. And they are usually very dedicated to one person. They will, they say they will only hunt for their master. They are also very famous in Europe for lure coursing, hunting and beauty shows.
Arabian horses of straight Egyptian bloodlines, the finest you can see in the world. And it is in your program, if you find them with you near to your seat, the first to enter the arena, the Shah Nile Queen. And she is a beauty, as her name says, a true queen. She proudly presents her filly, just a few weeks old. The filly is by Jamil Al Rayyan, whom you will see at the end of this presentation in the stallion parade. The mare in front of you, the Shah Nile Queen, as her name says, was bred by Hank the Chaser in the United States of America. Born in 2009, she is a daughter of Amar Al Rayyan out of Ansata Nile Silk. She represents the Falima Nile family of the Dahman Shawan strain, and she proudly presents to you her youngster. She has been already used successfully for the breeding program of Rashediah Stud, had already delivered 2 exquisite foals for Rashediah Stud. The first one will come in a little while, Nile Silk, Rashediah by Ansata Nile Echo, and end of 2010, Henna Rashediah by Suhal Al Nasser, and now a filly by Jamil Al Rayyan. The Shah Nile Queen, a very balanced and beautiful mare, takes her name from the exquisite bay mare Ansata Nile Queen, a matriarch of the celebrated Nile line of Ansata Arabian Stud. Another famous Dahma mare, Ansata bin Bukra, also features prominently in her pedigree. The Shah Nile Queen's sire, Amar Al Rayyan, was bred by Al Rayyan Stud of Qatar, known as the source of some of the most beautiful and influential straight Egyptian Arabians in the world. Her pedigree traces back twice to the legendary Saphir, bred by Dr. Hans Nagel, who was the chief sire at Al Rayyan Stud, as well as to Ansata ibn Shah. This makes her quite unique, and beside this, or in addition to this excellent pedigree, She shows gorgeous type, an amazing charisma, balance and overall harmony. And you see now Nile Silk Al-Rashediah. This is the oldest daughter of the Shah Nile Queen, the first daughter. She is by Ansata Nile Echo, a stallion who unfortunately recently had passed away. A stallion of significance. He had truly stamped the straight Egyptian breed over the past years. Bred by Ansata Arabian Stud, he was purchased by Al Naif Stud, resided there for a couple of years. They later decided to let him move to Europe. He was standing there in a clinic to be collected for fresh as well as frozen semen. Many breeders in Qatar have used him, many breeders in Europe have used him. He was known as the trotting wonder. A stallion who could move, it was just unbelievable. He was part of the Qatar team attending the All Nations Cup years back in 2002. And finally was one of them who made Qatar winning the All Nations Cup. She had inherited definitely the type, the exotic expression of her mother, as well as the strong confirmation from the sire. And I'm sure she... In the arena now, ladies and gentlemen, the second daughter of the Shah Nile Queen, and this is Henna Al-Rashediah, born last year. She is a daughter of Suhal Al-Nasser, whom you see also in the stallion barn. Suhal Al-Nasser is a son of Ashal Al-Rayan out of Kunus by Imperial Mazir and Imperial Kaliya. Suhal Al-Nasser represents the Saglawi Jidran strain from the rare Hind family. This family was used with great success by Al-Badia Stud, our dear friend Mr. Dr. Nasser Maray. And from this family also in Qatar at Al-Shakab Stud is residing a very famous family. They did extremely well for Al-Shakab Stud. Suhal Al-Nasser was a real globetrotter, bred of course in Qatar. Later he made his move to America and later even further down to Mexico. And from Mexico then back to Bahrain. A very interesting stallion with a pedigree, especially through his mother line. Is an interesting outcross. And this charming young filly shows the wonderful quality of her dam, as well as probably the stretchiness and elegance coming through the sire. See this gorgeous, elegant and light neck. The strong top line, the long croup, the nice tail carriage. I don't know if she's also being shown tomorrow. Yes. So you have to cheer for her tomorrow. I don't know how many from Al-Rashediah will come, so it seems you have to cheer a lot. But of course not only for Al-Rashediah farm horses. You will cheer for any beautiful horse which will enter the arena, I am sure. Look at her. A true beauty. Elegant and refined. Keep our fingers crossed for her. She traces back to the Saglawi Jedrani strain Dalal from the family of world famous Moniat El Nefus. She truly had become very influential for Al-Rashediah Stud. And Mr. Al-Jasmi proudly presents as the first get of Maghrebiya Maliha Al-Rashediah from November 2009. She is a Tamam Al-Badia daughter and now in foal to Jamil Al-Rayan. Maliha Al-Rashediah combines the imperial bloodlines of her dam with two other renowned straight Egyptian breeding programs of Al-Badia of Egypt as well as of Simeon Stud of Australia. Her sire, the beautifully balanced and type stallion Tamam Al-Badia, earned championship honors in Egypt and at multiple shows in the the United Arab Emirates, where he was unleashed for some time. His dam, Tamimat al-Badia, was bred by Al-Badia Stud of Egypt, a program which began already in 1935, and I guess is one of the oldest private-owned breeding programs. And this lovely young mare, which is just in the beginning of her career, unfortunately last year had passed away much too early. Ansata al-Mutajjij, as his name says, bred by Ansata Arabian Stud. He was purchased first when he was just a yearling by Mr. Osama al-Qasimi of Zain Arabians in Kuwait. Later he made a move inside the country to Mr. Ala al-Rumi and Mr. Talal al-Nis, two very close friends who know each other since their early childhood. And although they have both farms in one place, they are still good friends. Believe me, this would not happen in Europe. Ansata al-Mutajjij had an amazing influence not only in Kuwait, but also in Egypt, where he resided for some time, and all over the globe. And one of his finest daughters you have now in front of you, Mara al-Rashediah, a mare with a lot of substance, wonderful type, showing all her elegance and refinedness. Al-Rashediah is by C.T. Faik, a stallion whom you will see later on. C.T. Faik is by Anasa El-Farid out of J.T.'s Jamduza by Jamil and IES Sonduza. Mr. Count Federico Sicci Tyson was famous for giving really funny names to his horses, which almost he himself could not pronounce and spell. Anyhow, in her pedigree, she goes back to Serenity Sonbola, a multi-champion mare. Siti Faik is the Kohailan Rodan, going back to Bint Rizala family. So we have here with Mabruka Al-Rashediah, Saklavia Jedaniya staying, going back to Montenefus on the dam side, and strong-bodied Kohailan Siti Faik on the sire side. And you clearly can see the influence from the sire. You see a very strong conformation, a very solid body, deep in the chest. A great well-laid back shoulder. She moves, carrying her head in a very proud position. Tail up, and here she goes. Floating movement, with a lot of energy coming from behind. Lovely young mare. We keep our fingers crossed for her future. Katharinenhof, world famous stud of Dr. Hans Nagel, residing in the north of Germany, in Grossenkneten. This is the center of the Arabian horse world. It's a daughter of NK Naima, which is Nadira, am I right? So we have Nadira al-Rashediah in front of us, a 2015 daughter of C.T. Faik, the stallion whom I had already introduced just a minute before. Her dam is NK Naima, one of the prized daughters of the stallion NK Hafid Jamil. She is very much valued as a broodmare in the stables of Al-Rashediah stud, a captivating mare with lofty movement, and so is her daughter Nadira Al-Rashediah. You see her snorting and blowing. A very solid, just 2-year-old filly, overall balanced, short back but long croup, moving with a lot of energy coming from behind, a lot of substance, nice elegant neck, clean throat, good pull, neat and tipsy ears, a fine head, a lot of width between the eye. She already made her debut in the show ring and actually was shown at the Egyptian event Europe in Düsseldorf, Schloss Dick, in summer last year, and she became gold champion. And from Düsseldorf she made her way to Italy, to the World Championships for straight Egyptians, and there she was awarded a silver champion of the yearling fillies. May this career continue now when she is entering the junior category as a 2-year-old. Look how she is dancing around. A very promising filly. Thank you for showing her. November 2011, she is not on your list. I have no clue why Gerard missed her, probably because he was too busy. And he had just passed her stable, and now then later after he did this list, he regretted this and said, "Oh my darling, you have to come." And here she is, Jod Al-Rashediah, born 2011, a daughter of Rashdan Al-Rashediah and NK Jamila. A very fine and noble young mare, which is just in the beginning of her breeding career. Very refined all over. Feminine in type, exotic in her expression. Loves to show off. Dances in this arena. And just loves to show herself in front of this great audience. Attendees of the WAHO meeting, guests from all over the world. This colt also does not yet have a name. Another chance for you to win the lottery. Just write a name for this gorgeous colt down. Put it in the hat of Gerard. Actually, he now becomes a Bahraini, so no longer a hat. NK Nadine, ladies and gentlemen, proudly presents her colts. Nadine herself is by NK Nadia out of NK Nabila. She's a Hadban and Zahi, going back to Kamla family on both sides of her pedigree. And look at this gorgeous colt. Isn't he cute? Nadine is one of the several exciting young mares at Al-Rashediah from the Katharinenhof breeding program. Her sire, the beautiful NK Nadir, is chief sire at Nagel's Katharinenhof stud and the son of NK Hafid Jamil. Out of the exquisite NK Nadira, a mare whose head exhibits the extreme dryness associated with the finest desert breeding. Nabila is a double Salah Eldin granddaughter, given NK Nadine 6 crosses to this renowned son of Ansata Halim Shah. Although she is pure in strain Hadban and Zahi, so the important family of Kamla NK Nadine is intensively bred to Reya as well as to Dahma. And look at this colt, how proud he behaves here in this arena. He says, "Thank you for coming, you are here to adore me." Will he also be shown? There's no 4 classes? Okay, maybe in the future. Who is sired by CT Faik, who already has a championship record in his book. So Nadine has already proven herself to be a very good broodmare. CT Faik, a famous Anasa El Faride son of GT Jamduza by Jamil, is clearly visible in this promising colt. Who already was crowned 2 times gold champion. A stallion with overall star quality, with a great conformation, deep in his chest, solid all over and very well balanced. On top of this, charisma, a refined head. Let him lose the last tooth bumps, he will have a gorgeous face. The neck is in harmony with the body, nicely shaped. He is powerful and strong, athletic and well built, bold and beautiful as well as charismatic. And easily you recognize this guy can move. The arena is too small, and also Giuseppe has to show some more horses, so we want to save his life, which means we will not let them both run. Gorgeous young colt. Congratulations to Mr. Al-Jasmi and his team, to Nadia Al-Rashediah, a star who is just beginning his career and just begins to shine. And welcome with me NK Hebatollah. She is a 2002 daughter of Ibn Najdi out of NK Hala. Her dam is residing at Mr. Mahmoud Al-Zubayd's El Adiyad Arabian Stud in Kuwait. NK Hebatollah was residing for some years at Mr. Osama Al-Qasimi's stable, Zain Arabian Stud in Kuwait, before she made the move to Al-Rashediah Stud. She's now heavily in foal to Jamil Al-Rayyan, and in a second, after she leaves the arena, she will present her daughter Hala Al-Rashediah from 2009. But first, enjoy the beauty, the exotic expression and the feminine charm, the pride of this noble creature. Extreme refined and elegant. Noblesse. These are words to describe NK Hebatollah, daughter of Ibn Najdi. Hebatollah embodies her name as her elegance and beauty are truly a gift from God. Bred by Dr. Hans Nagel, she is a living example of why the horses of this famed breeding program are highly sought after by straight Egyptian breeders. Hala Al-Rashediah, born 2009. And it's clearly visible she inherits the same beauty and exotic expression from her dam as well as from her sire. The pedigree speaks a clear message. Exotic and dry, charismatic, elegance, harmony. A masterpiece of art. NK Kaswara, her sire, is most famous in Kuwait for producing outstanding stock. And this is one of the masterpieces of Kaswara. I'm 100% sure that Mr. Osama would not have let her mother go if he would have known that such a fantastic baby would be inside her. The next to come, ladies and gentlemen, in your program is number 6, Karima Ezain, a 2006 daughter of NK Hafid Jamil out of Malika Ezain. Again, also this mare is in foal to Jamil Al Rayyan. Karima Hussein is a daughter of NK Hafid Jamil out of Malika. Her name means precious, noble, and of the highest value. A feminine mare with flaring nostrils and the distinctive tipped ears that characterize the Arabian breed. Karima Hussein is a mare destined to live up to her name. A prized daughter to the spectacular stallion NK Hafid Jamil, who embodies classic type. He is a double Salah el-Din with 3 crosses to Ansata ibn Halima, 2 to Hanan, and a line each to Jamil. Clearly represents the breeding program of Katharinenhof as well as Zain Stud. Overall, high quality embodied in this mare. In tail female, she is a Dahma Shawaniya tracing to the Sabah family of El Dahma through the great matriarch Bukra, one of the finest mares. But she herself is by Siti Faik, whom I had already introduced to you, out of the mare you have just seen. And it is clearly visible you have the power from the stallion with his solid conformation, his strong body, combined with the exotic beauty of her dam. Being just at the beginning of her career, she will become truly very important for Al-Rashediyah's breeding program. She has the substance as well as the elegance from both her parents. I'm sure she would love to show off. No chance for the moment, but loves to watch you all. Gorgeous and promising young mare, just at the beginning of her career and now in foal to Jamil Al Rayyan. As I had mentioned in her pedigree, she goes back to Bint Bukra.
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, with Nabawiya Hussein, we are closing the presentation of the brood mares. Now the stallions are coming. And beside breeding noble, straight Egyptian Arabian horses, Mr. Al-Jasmi also has a heart for Arabian horses, which he is showing. Oh, it's Mr. Rashid Al-Jasmi, who loves to show, and of course he also loves to win. And in the arena now we have Hermes. He's a sire of EKS Alejandro out of Sanadina. Sanadina representing the finest of Spanish and straight Egyptian bloodlines in her pedigree. Golden Cross, for which El Arab is so perfectly known for. And EKS Alejandro does not need any introduction. Champion stallion wherever he has been shown. Among his championship titles, those of All Nations Cup as well as Paris World Championship just recently. A sire who is producing star quality. Sire of this lovely stallion Hermes, born in 2014, just in the beginning of his career. A very interesting. Dana Al-Rayyan, a daughter of Alida out of Ansata Samaria by Jamil, going back through Ansata Samantha and Delilah to Ansata bint Misr. So finally, Dahwan Shawan El Dahma, Bukra family through Ansata bint Bukra. A fine son of Ansata Hijazi. He presents himself strong, bold, athletic, charismatic and beautiful. You have seen a lot of his foals here on the ground at Al-Rashediah. Their breeding concept works. Solid confirmation from stallions which have been used over the past years, like CT Faik, whom you will see a little later. From Suhail Al-Nasser, combined with the exotic expression of Jamil Al-Rayyan. A breeding concept which works. You have seen it with those gorgeous, nice representatives. The group of his offspring you have just seen. Promising colts, lovely fillies. He himself, a charismatic stallion, still young, just only 11 years of age, in the beginning of his career. And he sees his stablemate who is now entering the arena. Ladies and gentlemen, be ready. This is CT Faik. A straight Egyptian stallion that is the cornerstone of Al-Rashediah stud. He possesses a timeless beauty, combined with athletic ability. Strong-bodied, a representative of the Kohailan Rodan bin Risala family, a famed son of the legendary Anasa El Farid, grandson of the world-famous Jamil, Matkur San Bent Hanan, going back to Serenity Sonbola, a mare which was so successful in the show as well as in breeding. Famed mare of Serenity Arabian stud of Hansi Het Melnik. She would be happy to see this fantastic representative of her strong dam line. Two stallions of significance, different in type. The combination of both had led to the gorgeous success of Al-Rashediah stud, as you could see in the youngsters, combining the strong genetic potential of these two outstanding stallions. The unique type, balance and charisma of CT Faik, a successful sire, a successful show horse. I still remember I saw him in Aachen at the World Championships at the All Nations Cup years back. He was just a 2-year-old and won the junior championships. Count Frederic Kisichi Tyson had tears in his eyes when he saw him going from one success to the other. He finally has his home now here after he left Argentina in Bahrain. He became influential for the breeding program, and it's great to have the chance to see these two outstanding stallions here at Al-Rashediah stable. One can only congratulate Mr. Al-Jasmi for his foresight of purchasing these two stallions, of using them so wisely. And with this, ladies and gentlemen, we are closing this presentation of the marvelous horses of Al-Rashediah stud of Mr. Al-Jasmi. Our sincere thanks go to him for his great hospitality. We thank Gerard Petit and his team, as well as Giacomo Capezzi and Giuseppe for showing these horses.
Hello. I want to thank Klaus Best for doing a fantastic job announcing for us tonight. Thanks for being patient with the rain and getting here with the traffic. And we want to say thank you again so much for coming and seeing our beautiful horses and facility. It's time for a quiet evening of dinner and a movie now. So if you'll slowly make your way over to the tent, there will be some people there guiding you, and let's go catch the movie.